What's up, everybody? This is RAJAH CARUTH, and you're listening to the Not Speeding, Just Qualifying podcast.
Hop in, buckle up, and get ready to lay it on the line. This is Not Speeding, Just Qualifying, a podcast that's just as fast as it sounds. Hello, family. I'm David Lawrence. Welcome to an all-new episode of the Not Speeding, Just Qualifying podcast. I appreciate you all for joining me today. Before I get started, make sure your qualifying setup is all dialed in. Hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel or search Not Speeding, Just Qualifying in the podcast section of the YouTube Music app. Subscribe to us today. Let's get up to speed, as always, with our in-lap segment. Let's go around the horn in the world of motorsports. Sector 1, strangleholds are broken in Detroit. Saturday, Acura and Meyer Shank Racing returned to victory lane in IMSA with Renger van der Zand and Nick Yellowly winning the Chevrolet Detroit Sports Car Classic. It's the team's first win since their return to GTP this season, and in doing so, breaking the streak of Porsche Penske Motorsports' 4 wins to open the IMSA season. Over in GTD Pro, Ford and Multimatic Motorsports scored their second win of the season on home turf, with Mike Rockenfeller and Sebastian Prix taking top honors. Making the win even more sweeter, they beat the number 3 Corvette of Alexander Sims and Antonio Garcia to the checkered flag. On Sunday, Alex Palou's record-setting start to the season came to a crashing halt. Literally. Thanks to David Malukas in turn 1 of lap 71 of the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix. Fittingly, it was the fastest man of the weekend, Andretti Global's Kyle Kirkwood dominating the day, taking his second win of the season. IMSA returns for the 6 hours of the Glen on June 22nd, while IndyCar next heads to Worldwide Technology Raceway for the second oval of the season, June 15th. In Sector 2, a very wild ending to the Spanish Grand Prix. The race was set for a standard finish until Kimi Antonelli lost the engine in his Mercedes, setting up a safety car which sent everyone to pit road for a last-minute change of tires, and then chaos ensued on the restart. Max Verstappen got sideways out of the final corner, losing out to Charles Leclerc, and then made contact with George Russell. Behind them, Nico Hülkenberg passed Lewis Hamilton for 6th on the road, which would become 5th when Verstappen was given a 10-second penalty for his shenanigans with Russell in the closing laps. All this, though, happened behind the McLarens. Oscar Piastri quietly dominating the race, leading home teammate Lando Norris to capture his 5th checkered flag of the season in the first 9 races. A trip to North America awaits the Cars and Stars of Formula One, the Canadian Grand Prix, next on deck. In Sector 3, I want to show love to the GT World Challenge Europe, holding their second race of the Endurance Cup at Monza this past Sunday. An action-packed 3-hour race saw plenty of cautions and close-quarter racing all throughout the field from top to bottom. Cars and drivers coming and going in all classes, Pro, Pro-Am, Silver, and beyond, all race long. When the dust settled at the checkered flag, overall victory went to the number 48 Windward Racing Mercedes, drivers Lucas Auer, Mauro Engel, and Matteo Cairoli. GT World Challenge Europe now looks ahead to its Blue Ribbon event, the 24 Hours of Spa, at the end of June. That completes our in-lap, going around the world, highlighting various forms of motorsport. Today, I have a special treat for you all. Ryan Blaney and Justin Allgaier scored wins over the weekend in NASCAR's trip to the Music City. But getting the first guitar of the weekend is my guest for today's episode. If you were listening to the teaser or paid attention to my thumbnail, you can understand my excitement for this interview. So without further ado, my one-on-one with RAJAH CARUTH on Nashville, his 2025 season up to now, and plenty more. Enjoy! All right, family. When I started this podcast back in January, I had a list of motorsports personalities that I truly wanted to get in and be a part of this show. I'm blessed, humbled, and honored to have one of those personalities on my list today. And what a perfect time. He's fresh off a big weekend in Nashville. He drives the number 71 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet Silverado for Spire Motorsports in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Welcome to the Not Speeding, Just Qualifying podcast, the one, the only, RAJAH CARUTH. RAJAH, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me, brother. How you doing today?
Pretty good, man. I appreciate you. Hope all is well.
Appreciate it. And first off, I can't go any further. Congratulations on the big one in Nashville last weekend. I was just going through your socials last night, seeing how much Nashville meant to you. 23, 21 at the fairgrounds in the RAJAH car, and to see everything come full circle in 4 years. I know that had to be really exhilarating for you.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great moment personally, but I was more happy for the team and knowing all of that they put into it, and just excited to get a win and be in the playoffs. So it was a great moment, and we're super proud of the guys.
Hey, let's talk about your 71 HendrickCars.com pit crew. They got you off pit road first in both stage breaks during the race. And we've heard you on the broadcast through the camera microphone down on the track after you got out the car. They won this race for us. How big is it to have such a supportive pit crew like that, and for them to just click off the stops? How awesome is it to have those guys backing you on pit road?
Yeah, them guys are tough. I've had a lot of those guys from really my first Xfinity race at Hendrick, almost 2 years ago, and Jarius and Dawson, and getting to know Cody over the years, same with Josh and Zico. They do a great job. So it was great to give them their moment of shine, and they killed it, and they've been killing it most of this season. So just excited to give them their flowers, and that's what we practiced for, and it was great to see them just handle it all on all four or five lugs, all four cylinders, however you want to call it, but they did great.
Man, that's awesome. I want to take a look back at Nashville, go through a couple of moments. First moment, I had lap 11 off that first restart, decided to go three wide with both Corey Hahn, your teammate Corey Day down the back stretch. Take us through the mind of Raj as you were going through that moment, making that move three wide down the inside. It looked really ballsy.
Yeah, I definitely saw an opportunity there with the 11 getting kind of slowed down by the 7 being on his right side, and I'd had a decent corner, but yeah, I just got ran on the apron there, and glad I didn't end the night right there. But it was a pretty exciting move for sure, and I didn't let myself to get too excited for sure, but definitely an exciting move, and overall it was sort of I guess the preview to the rest of the night.
Awesome. I want to take you back to stage 2 and stage 3. Like I mentioned earlier, you got off pit road first in stage 2, but fell back a little bit, finished third in stage 2. What was the difference between stage 2 and stage 3? Was it an adjustment you had to make to the truck in that stage, or was it a little bit of that yellow flat that came out like right after the start of stage 2 that kind of was like, it was a little bit of a reset, but not the kind of reset you wanted at that point?
Yeah, I think just our truck handled a little bit differently when we got in clean air, and just kind of with the transition in the racetrack, it just was a combination of things being a little bit different. So lost the lead there, which wasn't ideal, but we got it back later, so that was all good.
Got the lead back, kept it for good, lit the last 51 laps after your crew got you off pit road. Raj, if I can take you a little bit back for a moment, 2025, it was announced before the season started, Kevin Bono Mannion, you were going to be reunited with him as your crew chief. And then season didn't start off quite well. Back-to-back wrecks at Daytona and Atlanta, but then in Vegas you kind of started to find your momentum. Vegas was the first of 5 top 10s in the next 6 races after that. Kansas, North Wilkesboro, kind of quiet average races before another top 10 in Charlotte on the verge of your big win Friday night. Michael Waltrip praised you on the broadcast on how you remained confident in yourself and your team all year and that you guys could break through. How important were the accomplishments of last year in building up this confidence to say, yeah, we can come back out here and do it again?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it was a lot of last year. I think it was just me becoming confident in just the experience I've gained over the last 3 years with not only my truck starts, but also the Xfinity races I ran with Alpha Prime 2 years ago. I think I just gained a lot in those races with longer races and going to new racetracks and learning kind of what to do more with less. And I think that set me up for success for coming to Spire last year and hitting the ground running, and definitely fell off a little bit through the middle portion, but glad to get back on the high horse right now.
That's awesome. Speaking of new, it's going to be new in the truck, but not really new to you. Next stop is Michigan. It's going to be your first time at Michigan since your ARCA days. With you running iRacing, an avid iRacer, what have you learned running the track and the sim that you can kind of carry over? And what are your expectations kind of going into this weekend in Michigan?
As far as Michigan, I think iRacing for me as of late has just been a tool for kind of racecraft and situational awareness, not necessarily driving style, but I think driving and inputs and all that, I really saved that for the simulator at Pratt & Miller and with GM and Chevrolet. And that's really the tool that we use for dialing our stuff in and getting my driver inputs right. But overall, I definitely use the sim just for kind of positioning and aero stuff, especially with kind of the elevated aero racing we'll be doing this weekend. So definitely should be fun. I'm actually going to hop on right after some of these calls later this afternoon and have a little bit of fun. But yeah, it's an invaluable tool for me.
Awesome. And then you mentioned iRacing, and I kind of want to pivot with this real quick. You've been a huge advocate for STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. You have the Racing for RAJAH partnership. You mentioned General Motors. Microsoft have been avid supporters of you. You had the iRacing Invitational through the iRacing STEM Invitational recently to promote the initiative. First and foremost, just some flowers on that. Mad respect to you. Big props on what you have built and what you've already done for the STEM community. So huge props to you for that. If you're able to elaborate, what's next for you with Racing for RAJAH with your STEM initiative, and kind of where do you see taking things a little bit further?
Yeah, I think overall we've got the curriculum with Microsoft Learn, and it's nice to just involve kids with it. I think as far as the next thing, stay tuned. I think we'll get some nice markets coming up with Pocono, Richmond, Darlington, and definitely just wanting to bring kids to the racetrack. And I think that's what's really next in that department. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Finally, I want to end this interview. I do what's called in lap, out lap, and a hot lap segment. When I do the interviews, I really do a hot lap. It's basically kind of like F1 style, sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. I kind of have 3 quick rapid fire questions I want to throw at you.
Ooh, that's dope. That's dope.
So with that being said, here we go. Sector 1, as a fellow HBCU grad, it doesn't have to be just Winston-Salem State, but what's kind of been your favorite HBC portion of the HBCU experience?
I think for me, always feeling, at home on campus. I think for me, like I didn't live on campus, so I was always commuting, and I'm really an introvert. Like it was hard for me kind of to be social, I think at first, especially like, not really knowing that many people, moving to a whole new state in the first place and just having to kind of learn on the fly, starting with COVID and then not living at school was a challenge. But really, as I got to school and was around, whether it would be hooping in the gym at lunch or walking to class and everything like that, or going to basketball games, football games and just being around, I think it was always easy to feel at home on campus. So that was probably one of my favorite aspects, and just feeling the love from not just Winston, but even whether it's rival Aggies or people from Hampton, FAMU, Morehouse, Clark, I mean, really, you name it. It's great just to feel the love through the whole community, right? And it's nice just to see everybody uplift each other, because that's really what matters at the end of the day, right? If nobody advocates for us, right? Or I should say, if we can't advocate for ourselves, who will advocate for us? So I think overall, that's the biggest thing of just uplifting each other and being supportive in our community. So I definitely feel that love and try to do it, the best I can.
Preach. Sector 2, you've had a lot of activity outside of race days for the truck series. What has been your favorite experience off track so far this year?
Yeah, I think anytime I can go to a basketball game, it's fun. So we went to the Wizards game and saw LeBron play, so that was cool. And I love going to the Capital One Arena, and definitely just being back in my stomping grounds from DC is a lot of fun. So it's really hard to pinpoint one side quest that was fun this year. Driving the Formula E car at Homestead was really dope. Besides that, I'd have to look down. It's a good thing to kind of not remember, but I'd say those things come to mind for sure. Should have some cool stuff coming up this fall. Hope to make a Commanders game. Hope to make another Wizards game. I don't think I've been in any concerts this year, but last year I went to a couple. So overall, just thankful for the opportunity to explore and have fun.
Side note, as a Falcons fan, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I give y'all credit for Jane Daniels. I give y'all credit.
Hey, shout out Michael Penix. He's cool though. Shout out Michael Penix.
Love it. Finally, Sector 3. What's the next big event, racing or not, that's on your bucket list?
I think for me, I'm just excited to run a cup race one day and hopefully compete there full time. But I'm excited for that whole experience whenever that comes. I think obviously the driving part is going to be fun, but I'm excited for just the intangibles and off the track stuff that'll be leading up to it. Maybe not all the obligations, but just having a fire suit that says Cup Series. I don't know, appearances and just the off the track thing that make the experience as a whole memorable. So definitely excited for whenever that comes. Besides that, I don't know. Excited to go to the racetrack and perform with my team. I think that's where I'm at right now.
Man, it's awesome. Everyone talks about how humble and just down to earth you are. I felt that. You probably won't remember this, but I had a pleasure of meeting you in Daytona 2023, and I'll close the interview on this. Later that day, you were at the Chevy stage. I had a chance to get a selfie with you. I still got it. Google's trying to get me to get rid of it because of their storage, but we'll keep.
Hey, that's real. Google Play storage on Play, but anyway.
But no, I had a chance to meet you. I had a chance to meet LeVar Scott, and I remember anyone who I had a chance to get to tell, I would say, watch out for these two, because these two are going to be making some big moves in the next couple of years. And I think I speak for all of us when I say thank you for everyone who has instilled faith in you. Thank you for continuing to prove us all right, that you guys are truly big names coming up in this game. And when I say we can't wait for what's next, we are so excited for you guys. Rajah, truly has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy guy. I know you got a couple more obligations, but this has been a real thrill for me. Hopefully it won't be the last. Hopefully I'll see you on the road some more. But congratulations on the win at Nashville. Best of luck this weekend in Michigan. Best of luck the rest of the season in the playoffs. Hopefully we'll see you lift that trophy in Phoenix come November. We love to see it happen. But man, all I can say, power to you, brother, and best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for your kindness. And hopefully that vision comes to reality.
A million thanks to Rajah for his time, and a special shout out and thank you to the PR team at Spire Motorsports for their help in making this interview possible. Catch Rajah and the rest of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series field in action in the DQS Solutions and Staffing 250 at Michigan Speedway this Saturday, June 7th at 12 p.m., you can catch all the action on Big Fox. And if you aren't already, give Raja a follow on his socials. The links will be in the description box to this episode in the show notes. Before we go, you know what time it is. Here comes our Outlap, previewing the upcoming Motorsports weekend and where you can watch the series here stateside. The Repco Supercars Championship resumes their season at Wanneroo Raceway in Perth. Saturday and Sunday, you can catch all the action. Subscribe to stream on Superview, Supercars' official streaming service outside of Australia and New Zealand. GT Open will be taking to Hockenheim. You can catch the coverage Saturday and Sunday. Stream it all on the GT Open YouTube channel. DTM and ADAC GT Masters are heading to Holland and Circuit Park Zandvoort. Catch all the action Saturday and Sunday. You can watch DTM on Racer Network. The GT Masters races can be streamed on the series YouTube channel. The NASCAR Euro Series is at Brands Hatch. Saturday and Sunday coverage can be streamed live on the NASCAR Euro Series YouTube channel. The British Touring Car Championship is at Thruxton for rounds 10, 11, and 12. Catch all the action live Sunday on Racer Network. MotoGP is in Aragon for the Aragon Grand Prix, their second of 4 races in Spain. You can catch the Saturday Sprint and the Sunday Grand Prix all on FS1. The World Rally Championship is in Italy for the Rally Italia Sardinia. Subscribe to stream the coverage on rally.tv. AMA Pro Motocross is at Thunder Valley, Lakewood, California. Catch all the action Saturday, streaming on Peacock, and you'll see a race live on NBC. NHRA is in Bristol for the Thunder Valley Nationals. Catch all the action Sunday on FS1. IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge is the headliner for the race weekend in Mid-Ohio. Stream all this coverage Sunday afternoon on Peacock. And NASCAR is in Michigan. Catch the ARCA Menard Series Friday on FS1. As previously mentioned, trucks you'll see Saturday on Fox. And Sunday, Cup Series racing will be streaming on Prime Video. All right, family, that's our episode. Thank you for tuning in today. Are you listening and have a topic or series you want us to cover on the show? Drop a comment on any of our episodes and let us know. You can also reach out to us by email at dalmotorsports@gmail.com. The email address again, dalmotorsports@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you all. We also would love for you to connect with us on social media. We are on Blue Sky, X, Instagram, and TikTok, all with the same handle at NSJQ Podcast. Subscribe to our show so you don't miss whenever we drop new content for the pod. Also, like and share our stuff. The more you like and share, at least you're on YouTube, YouTube will start recommending our episodes to others, and we can get the word out a little bit faster. Lastly, if you want to follow me on my personal social media handles, links will be in the description box to this episode. Okay. Last thing. It's amazing how funny God is. This is episode 33 of the Not Speeding, Just Qualifying podcast. If the Lord's will, this will be the last podcast before my birthday on Sunday, in which I will be turning 33. My God is intentional. I'm grateful to take the chance to start this podcast. It's been a passion project, and it's been a lot of fun, and I don't plan on stopping no time soon, especially with the God wink I got today with this interview, with this episode. I just feel like the best is yet to come for this podcast. I hope you all join me along for the ride. But with that being said, again, thank you. I cannot say that enough for those who have subscribed to the show so far, for those who will subscribe and hear this later. And if you're feeling so kind on Sunday, June 8th, my Cash App will be around my social media somewhere. Feel free to drop me a little change if you feel so kind. All will be welcomed. With that being said, I'll talk to you guys next time for another episode of the Not Speeding, Just Qualifying podcast. Until then, I'm David Lawrence. Always remember, you're not living life to the fullest until you're going flat out. So long, everyone.